and understand what is happening in the getHome function. When you click on button, when you click on hyperlink li tag, you are calling the getHome function. Once you call the getHome function, what is the output of the getHome function? When we click on home function, it is calling the getHome. GetHome is showing the data from which file? Home.html, right? Now look at the code. Home.html file is a separate file. Home.html file is a separate file, correct? Home.html file is a separate file. Ajax.js is a separate file, and your Ajax.html is also separate file. User interaction is happening to Ajax.html, right? Where you are clicking in Ajax.html. Then from Ajax.html, one request will go to the function. That function is written in Ajax.js. That function is written in Ajax.js. After that, getHome function will get called. Once the getHome function will get called, right? GetHome function, now it is going to execute some certain code. And after execution of the certain code, it brings the data from a separate file that is called home.html, and that data is assigning to this function, print data, and print data is sending to where? Document.getElementById. Okay. So for some time, I will keep this line here itself. This line I am keeping here directly. I am keeping here that line directly. Okay. Okay. So I added that line here. Now look at here. Inner HTML we have idea. So this dot response text, right? Something will come in this. Whatever will come here, this will get assigned to the Ajax data using property called inner HTML. Now go ahead line by line. You will write one comment at this point. Comment at this point. What is the meaning of this line? It creates object of XML HTTP request class. It is creating an object of XML HTTP request class. XML HTTP request is a name of a class. For that class, it is creating an object. For that, it is creating one object. Okay. It is creating an object of XML HTTP class. After creating the object, some few lines of codes are there. We are going to little arrange it. Cut this last two line. Cut this last two line and paste it before if condition. This two line paste here. That was in the last. Copy added. Two line was in the last. We have cut from there and we added in the beginning. After adding in the beginning, Now look at here. First line object is created. What is the object of the name? Name of the object is called XML HTTP is the name of the object. Below line you can see it is saying XML HTTP dot open. XML HTTP dot open. In that two parameter is there. Open is the function. It comes from this class. XML HTTP class has a object become as a XML HTTP. Now XML HTTP dot open that represent under this XML HTTP request class there is a function called open function. What this open function is going to help you? Okay, this open function is going to help you to create an URL based on get method. It create an URL based on get method. It is creating an URL based on get method. Okay. Creating a URL based on get method. After that, URL is generated. Now next line what is doing? It is sending request to above generated URL. In the above line, one URL is generated based on get method. On that URL, now here it is sending a request. Okay, it is sending a request on above generated URL. It is sending a request on above generated URL. Right? Now read again from beginning. The first line is created an object. Second line using object created one URL. The third line after creating the URL sending the request. Now once you send the request, what will happen? Like you send the request to suppose from one function you send a request to somewhere. Right? After sending the request, a response will come. Now look at the below line. Below line is saying like after sending the request, URL is generated. Request is sent. After sending the request, the below line that you can say XML HTTP dot on radius state change change will keep calling automatically itself. Like suppose you send a request somewhere, you have to keep checking always. Request was sent, response came or not, response came or not, response came or not. That you have to keep checking always. Okay. So how the JavaScript will keep checking itself always, whether request is sent or not, a request received, a response came or not, a request sent or not, response came or not. So for that, there is a predefined function called onReadyStateChange. OnReadyStateChange will keep executing automatically. OnReadyState will keep executing automatically, and it will check whether what it will check below. Ready state 4 means request sent or not. This dot status is 200. Request is received or not. So two condition is here. You can see one condition, ready state 4. It says like request is sent from user computer or not. This line what is doing? URL is creating. And this line what is doing? Sending the request. But function is called, but what is the guarantee request sent or not? So we have to check the condition. So this line here you can see this dot ready state 4. It check like from user computer based on get method one URL was generated, to that URL request went or not, request went or not, request went or not. If the request is went, request is sent, then what it will say? Ready state will be holding how much? 4. And below you can see, and if the ready state 4 means request is sent from your computer to server, then again it is checking whether server has received the request or not. If the server will receive your request, then server will send you a number called 200, acknowledgement number. When it will come? If the server will receive your request. Because you are sending a request from your computer to the server, server will be busy. When the server is busy, server will not receive your request. So until unless server will, your request will be under the queue, server will not give you 200. Once the server will receive your request, then server will send you the acknowledgement number called as a 200. Then JavaScript as a client will understand, yes, server has returned me 200. That meaning server has received the request. And once the server will receive the request, server will not sleep. After receiving the request, server will start processing the data. Correct? So it is checking here two conditions. If the request is sent and request is received, then what to do? Receive the response. If the server has received your request, then at any moment the server can send you the response. That is the line here. This dot response text. If the server will receive the request, if the server will receive the request, after that, definitely server will send you the response. Either yes or no, anything server will send you. So whatever the response will come, it will store under this variable. Response text, predefined variable, you cannot change it. And from response text, you are assigning to Ajax data. Correct? Using which property? Inner HTML. Let us check again. See, when we click here, request went, and response also came. Okay, now let's come. This one was a small explanation about this how what is the Ajax line. This four line mostly you will not remember. If you can remember, it's good. If you not remembering, then you can take this code from internet and you can use anywhere. So this is a static file you have read and you displayed. Which one of the file we read? Gallery, home and about we have read, right? Home and about. Other file also we tried. Service and gallery. Gallery we have made. Service also we have made. This is a static file. This file are the main file, JSON part. So come to your function. Look into the HTML, Ajax, which function you are calling. You are calling JSON1 and JSON2. So right here in the last of this page, a function called JSON1, function JSON1, and under the JSON1, you will keep again alert here and check once, are you getting the alert or not? Checking alert. So first button click, alert is coming. In this also we'll keep the similar Ajax sample code. Gallery function you have, their code you can copy and paste here. Gallery function copy and paste here. After that, we can write here call product.json, product.json. Product.json, create a new file in the same folder. Product.json. So in ajax.js file, you have added the same code. Everything is same as of now. And then we added here a file called product.json. We will see how the data is going to come from the JSON. Okay, product.json file. Come to the product.json file. Display a single dimensional array, right? Single dimensional array. We can add here some item. Laptop. Next product you can add desktop. Next product we can add headset. Next product we can add call mouse. Next product we can add call keyboard. Next product we can add call scanner. Next product we can add call printer. Right? Hope ready. Now check once whichever the data you added in the product.json file, all are listing here. Direct those data should come or some error coming directly. Whichever the data we added, that is coming directly here. When we click on this, those content will be visible directly. But this is the JSON content. You cannot display like that. You must have to convert into array. After converting into array, you have to run a loop and then only you can display inside the page. Check now for other people also coming or look similar. I will share the data of this file, product.json. Data of the file product.json came to your chat. Then in Ajax file, everything is similar. Only this file name is different. We have copied this code from the previous function gallery and pasted here, and then we change the product.json. URL we change. So product.json, whichever the content is there, it will come and display. Ready? Next, after this JSON data will not display in the browser. We have to make it little more better. Like when we go here, it's appear like this, right? It should not be just like a JSON. So you go here and at this place, write JSON dot parse, JSON dot parse. You can use JSON dot parse. JSON dot parse and store in a variable here called item array. Item array. Item array. Hope ready? Now come down below and let's try the length of array. Alert. Item array dot length dot length. Item array dot length. So it will give you the length of elements. How many elements you have inside the product dot system. Okay. Length is coming. How many? Length is coming as a 7, 6, 7, 8 depends. How many elements you have added? Come to the next. Now this array you cannot display inside the browser. So you have to run a for loop now. So now create a variable called data equal to item list. Item list. Close that one. Next, after that, run a loop here on item array. Item array dot map. Inside the item array, you have content in the form of array. That is the name of element what you have stored. You can write here item name, and then after that their index. Item name and then their index. Item array dot map, item name, and after that index. Happening. Now come there, write data equal to data plus, open the p tag, close the p tag, write there called item name plus item name plus, close the p tag. Close the p tag. Right? Next, once the loop will get over, you will call again print data function. print data function you will call, and inside that you will pass this data variable. Print data will help us to send the content in the browser. Whichever the content is generated, all will go to the browser. Check now, getting the content, printing the list of items. We can write some CSS so that it should look better. For paragraph, you will write the class equal to item or class equal to product, you can write. For paragraph, you can write class equal to product. So whichever the content we are reading from there, it should look different. Fine. Come to the CSS file. So this function is working. Check now for how many of you this function is working. JSON one. I will share you again. For product class, we have to write some CSS. Okay, go next now. CSS file. You will write a CSS for product. Width of this 20%. Margin for this 2%. Padding for this 15px. Padding bottom 15px. It should be 21%. 20% you give, remaining you can apply display inline block. Inline block. You can use some kind of box head also. Hope you are getting something like this. Keep text align center and font size bigger. Text align also center and font size 20 pixel. Text align center, font size 20 pixel, something like this. Similar. Next will be multi-dimensional array. JSON parsing 2. So one is coming. Go next to the ajax.js file. Write another function. JSON 2. JSON 1 function I shared in your chat. If any error, we can use that. Come down. JSON function 2 you can write. Function JSON 2. JSON function 1, everything we can copy and paste here. JSON function 1, you will copy everything and paste there. Then after this, change here product2.json. Product2.json and remove the map function. Print this. Remove this also. Map function you can remove. We deleted this much. Print data as well as map. So this 3 lines can remove. After removing that, you will write inside alert item array.length. item array dot length. Now let's create a file product2.json. In product2.json file, we will have again array, but with the two property, name of the item, Apple, and price of the item. $300. We can copy the same. Mango, orange, grapes, banana, papaya. $200, grapes 80 rupees, banana 40 rupees, papaya also 80 rupees. Got it? What is the length? Check once. Length is 6. This length should come. If length is coming, then all is fine. Come to the again ajax.js file. And here, okay, product2.json content I can send you. We can go here, run the again map function, item array dot map. You can say item, then index again. Data equal to data plus. Open the div in one line. Close the div in the second line. Div open, div is close. Okay, again right below, data equal to data plus, open a p tag, item dot name, because it is a multi-dimensional array, close the p tag. Next line again, item dot price, for division we will write class equal to product. Once the loop is over, you will call again, print data, pass the data as the input. This will also display the same three product in one line, 4 product in one line, but price, name on the top and price on the bottom. Name, price will come together. Working. This is list of product like this item. Working. Data is coming. So that way we can keep the data in JSON file and we can read from there. After this, one more topic we have in JavaScript, that is called class object. Class object. We'll see on next week class subject. Okay. Practice something. JavaScript look like little difficult. Some question answer I'll send you. You can have a look on that. Question answer, real question answer, what people ask in market nowadays. You can spend some time. You need to share the file, anyone? Let me send you these two files. One is called ajax.js file. Ajax.html, ajax.css, ajax.js, product1.json, product2.json. All files came to your chat. Okay, next again on Monday. Rain is happening, cold is there. And then where we were yesterday? Something one more we have to see call. Great. Okay. Is based on row column formula something. So let create a file called grid.html. Grid1.html.